Okay, so you're a runner. Opposed to skipping your run for the day, you decided you're going to walk. But then your brain went to the thought of, I walked for 30 minutes, but that doesn't count. Now, if you're not a runner and you took your daily walk for today and it felt like, yep, got my workout in, I want to talk about both of these because you're both right and you're both missing something. This episode, we're going to go into, does walking count? And discuss a real in-depth conversation about cardio and what it actually is, why it matters for your health and longevity, and where walking honestly fits into that whole picture, because it's more nuanced than either camp wants to admit. Welcome to Miles from Review, the podcast powered by KatFit Strength, where busy women like you find practical solutions to fuel your fitness journey with authenticity and resilience. I'm Kat, your host, a mom of 2 active boys, a business owner, and an ultramarathon runner, and a strength trainer in her 40s. With nearly 2 decades of experience, I'm here to help you cut through the noise of fads, hacks, and quick fixes. This is a space where we celebrate womanhood and motherhood, all while building strength and resilience and reconnecting with you from a place of self-compassion and worthiness. Whether you're lacing up your running shoes to go out for a run, driving your kids to practice, or squeezing in a moment for yourself, I'm right here in the trenches with you. Let's dive in. Welcome back to Miles from Review. I am Kat, your host. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a longtime listener, welcome back again. We have started school here in Southeast Pennsylvania. And I'm going to say my kids, mixed reviews. One is loving it. One is just like, all right, we're back, same old, same old. Summer, as they always say, flies by. And it was a really great summer. I took a lot of time to unplug this summer. You may have noticed if you're a longtime listener or a new listener and have been listening to past episodes, July was all of best of. Not because I wanted to phone it in, but because I needed to take a break. It just felt really good to pull back. What is walking? What is cardio? Where are we at with this? And you may have seen somewhere in your socials, someone bashing cardio, zone 2 cardio, walking isn't a workout, walking is a workout, and everything and anything in between. I've had many conversations with many people throughout my life, whether they are a client, a friend, a family member, someone popping into my DMs to ask. And it is a little bit longer of an answer than yes, walking counts, or no walking counts, or yes, swapping your run for a walk counts, or no, swapping your run for a walk doesn't count. It goes deeper than a post on your favorite social media channel or a quick headline in a magazine. Does walking count as an exercise? The real answer is it depends. I always love that answer to a question because fitness isn't black or white. There's a lot of nuance with fitness. There are evidence-based practices and research that goes behind this. And this is what we're going to talk about. Because the reason why it depends answer is because it depends on you and it depends on the intensity. What I want you to think about is movement as a whole is a spectrum, not 2 boxes. On one end, you've got daily life. You're moving about your house. You're walking to and from any sort of transportation, whether it be your car or public transportation. You're folding laundry. You are working in the yard. You are playing at the park with your kids. And then on the other hand, you have true intentional exercise. This is, you're going for an allotted time for a walk, a run, a sprint. The thing is, everything in between counts as something. It's just a matter of what. Both ends of the spectrum do have real, genuine benefits. And this is the part that gets missed. Walking can only partially replace actual cardiovascular exercise. So it's not a full substitute, and here's why. If you're new to exercise, or your cardiovascular fitness is on the lower end, walking, especially brisk and purposeful walking, can be enough to create a real cardiovascular adaptation. So your body's going to respond to it. But past a certain fitness threshold, for many people, you're going to need more than a passive walk to keep getting cardio benefits. So the principle behind all of this, different exercise intensities put different levels of stress on your body. And it's adapting to that stress that creates the health benefit. No stress, no adaptation. So intensity matters a lot. And walking is so good for you. I'm not here to say don't walk. What I'm here to say is only a passive walk or the same pace walking every day may not be giving you the cardiovascular adaptations you may think it is giving you. So, what is walking doing for you? It does real things. It breaks up sitting time with muscle contractions. It helps move glucose into your muscles. It helps move blood through your vascular system. It supports post-meal metabolism. It contributes to your overall daily energy expenditure. Those are real benefits. They're just a different category than cardiovascular adaptations. But what is the step count you really need? Because a lot of people out there do like to say, I have to get my 10,000 steps a day. I need to get my steps in. Again, I'm not here to argue that you should stay stationary and only certain steps count. I want people to be moving. Our lifestyle, our society as a whole doesn't move enough. We sit in an office all day. We sit in front of screens. We sit on the sidelines. There's a lot of sitting and non-movement in our lives. Many of us live in communities in which they are not walkable. So we have to get into vehicle for transportation, and that involves sitting. The 10,000 steps a day is not the golden rule. What I want you to think about is looking at where you're at with your steps and trying to increase it. Ideally, I would really like people to aim for 5,000 to 7,000 steps a day. And that is also on top of training. If you are someone like me who is a runner or someone who has other cardiovascular training built in, which increases your step count, outside of your workouts, you want to be striving for around 5,000 to 7,000 steps a day. Again, this is what the research presents. It is a range. It could be 3,000, 4,000, but the goal isn't to have your only movement in your 60-minute or 90-minute or 40-minute, whatever allotment of movement or intentional structured workout is. If you're less active and more sedentary right now, but start to understand where you're at and slowly increase it. We want to have around 7,000 to 8,000 steps a day. That's not, I'm only taking 1,200 steps today, so tomorrow I'm going to take 8,000. We want to slowly increase that. I'm going to go on a quick tangent right now about the weighted vest walking. This is something I get asked about constantly. We're all trying to make the most of our time, our movement, our exercise. We want to multitask. I respect that. We have seemingly less time now than ever. We're all busy. Our schedules are busting at the seams. Wearing a weighted vest can absolutely add intensity to a walk. It can increase your heart rate, your energy expenditure, and load going through your body in every step. Here's what wearing a weighted vest does not replace. It is not a replacement for strength training. The vest adds a flat, static load while you walk. It is not progressive resistance training. It is not targeting specific muscle groups through a full range of motion, and it's not going to build strength the way a squat or a deadlift will. It's an add-on to cardio. not a substitute for lifting. Now, I want to note one thing about weighted vests that is also not talked about on social media. If you have core or spinal injury, or you're at risk for vertebral osteoporotic fractures, a weighted vest really isn't recommended for you. If you are thinking about one and you are someone in that area that has spinal injuries, core injuries, or at risk for any sort of osteoporotic fractures in your vertebrae, speak with your doctor, because a vest is going to add a compressive load through your spine. So that is not ideal if you're in those populations. So again, a weighted vest is fine for an intensity tool to walk, but it's not a strength training replacement and not a magic bone density hack at any percentage. Getting back to cardio as a whole. So we're talking about intensity. I've been throwing around that word intensity. Maybe you've even seen wording that is moderate to high intensity cardio. What does that mean? It's stressing and adapting your muscular and whole body metabolism to get better at using oxygen. This is when it's stretching your vascular system. It's improving how you uptake glucose. It's teaching your body to use fat more efficiently as fuel. And it's making your heart itself stronger because you are increasing your pace. You're increasing that demand for your body to move efficiently. So when you're taking a very passive walk, you're out chatting with friends, which is great. And those are the only walks you're doing. You're not pushing your heart rate into an upper range. You're sitting well below that 50 to 60% of your maximum heart rate, where a moderate to high intensity is going to move your heart rate up. And the general health recommendations here is 150 to 300 minutes of moderate cardio a week, or 75 minutes of hard cardio, or some mix of the both. And I know for many, fat loss is on your mind when you hear cardio. Yes, it is true. You can lose fat with any exercise or cardio at all. It's just the math and the consistency, but it doesn't mean cardio isn't helping you. So a cardio fit person is better at using fat for fuel, recovers faster, and can handle more lifting volume, and is more meta flexible overall. But honestly, the bigger picture matters more than any of that. Your cardiovascular fitness is directly tied to your long-term health and your quality of life and your longevity. So cardio reduces visceral fat and it improves insulin sensitivity, as well as it strengthens your entire cardiovascular system. That goes back to, we need to have variations in this passive walking. This is where I call, hey, you're meeting up with friends. I'm not saying you can't walk fast with friends here, but where you're just going on a casual stroll. I am going to get into a little bit more of what does this look like and how does it break down. So stick with me for a moment. But I do want to tell you, if you're listening to this and you're like, but how? But how? And where does the strength training come into? This is what I do inside KatFit. I understand if you've been piecing together your own workouts and you're just not sure if you're getting the right intensity, or you want a program that has this balance built in. This is what KatFit does. It's fully online coaching program, strength training, cardio programming, and check-ins with me. I'm behind it. You get me. I respond. And it's built specifically for women 35 and up who want to train hard and smart, who are handling all the things and don't want to be stuck in the gym for hours. If you're more of the give me the plan and let me run with it, there are multiple tiers that I offer. There's the essentials, where I am responding to you at every turn. And then there's the do it yourself tier, where you're like, I just need a plan. I got this. If you're curious and you want to learn more, hop into the show notes and just click on the link and I'll be happy to chat with you. So now we're going to get into more the practical nature is, how can you build more real cardio in your life starting where you're at now? I'm going to give you some tips that can be used for the different intensities. But one of the things that I always encourage clients to do is take stairs more often and actually push yourself when you're going up them. Don't just stroll up them, hanging on the railing, kind of pulling yourself up. I'm being dramatic here. Be safe, but get yourself going up the stairs at a good clip. Get the heart rate up. Get a little out of breath at the top of the stairs. Just think, I'm going to pick up the rhythm a little bit more. Exercise snacks. These are so great because they're small chunks of time broken out where you can do all out burst efforts, like 3 to 6 rounds of 30 to 60 seconds. And they're just done across your day as hard as you want to go. And you can just build these bouts in whenever you want. And it really can help build your VO2 max over time. Add 20 to 30 minutes of moderate plus cardio to the end of your lifting session or on your non-lifting days, and then do it about 3 times a week. Add something fun, a group fitness class, a cardio activity you actually enjoy. Runners too need a mix of intensities to keep adapting. So I'll use myself as an example. I'm an ultra runner and I've got a lot of miles behind me at this point. And I'm not just easy running all the time. I'm not going out and keeping the same pace every single run. So my running workouts throughout the entire week include speed intervals with all-out effort sprints, faster tempo runs, steady state, easy runs, hill repeats, many different types of workouts, because all of these different intensities help train and keep my body adapting. Because like I said, our bodies adapt. That's why when I talk about progressive strength training, is making sure that we're keeping our body in this adaptive state, that we don't plateau. Now, plateaus in running and walking and cardio, even with these different modalities, they can be some plateaus. Plateauing is not bad. So I don't want you to fear a plateau because those are healthy as well. But what we want to look at is that we are having these different varieties so that our body is staying all around strong. In regards to the sprint workout and speed intervals, that pushes my top end, my VO2 max. In the tempo runs, it teaches my body to sustain hard but manageable efforts for longer. And then the steady state easy runs, it builds my aerobic base and allows my body to recover and absorb all the hard work. That doesn't mean I don't have days off, because that is a different type of recovery than the aerobic base of the easy runs that I'm talking about. And so this mix is going to help me stay conditioned and still seeing improvements, even after so many years of running. I talk to a lot of people who want to get back into running, and it can be hard, especially when you're coming back from injury or just nervous about getting back into it. And this is where I strongly encourage a walk to run practice. And it is completely normal how it can look. You're going to run for a minute, walk for 2 minutes, and you're just going to do this on repeat until it feels good. But let's say the first week, you're going to go out and do that for 10 minutes. Maybe that felt really good, and you increase it by a few minutes the next week. And then when 1 minute running feels simple, you can boost it to 2 minutes of running and do 2 minutes of running, 2 minutes of walking. And when 2 minutes feels really good and sustainable, you do 3 minutes and you build it up. I really strongly urge individuals when they're starting a running practice again to not say I'm going out for a certain amount of miles. It's not because you can't handle it. What I find happens is we start to be like, oh, I couldn't run for a whole mile. Or wherever you left off, this amount of mileage maybe felt simple or obtainable, and you're not there yet. Switch to that walk-run method and do more time-based and build it up there. Keep your effort easy, keep it very nice and conversational. And that's pushing hard now. Injuries tend to crop up when you're reintroducing a run practice, is we tend to ramp it up too fast. Our cardiovascular and your heart might be like, cool, in week 2 or week 3, we're feeling really, really good. But it takes longer for our soft tissues to be able to handle it, to build up that adaptation. We're going to make it a gradual build. We're going to look at a little bit less is more so that our body adapts. Before I wrap up, I want to reiterate some key takeaways. Walking counts, but it is not a full substitute for cardio, especially once your fitness improves or your pace stays too easy. Aim for about 5,000 to 7,000 steps a day. If you're already active, 7,000 to 8,000. If you're more sedentary. A weight vest can add intensity to a walk, but it does not replace strength training. And please skip the vest entirely if you have a spinal injury or vertebral fracture risk. Real cardio adaptations need real intensity, 50 to 300 minutes of moderate or 75 minutes of hard weekly. Cardio fitness isn't just about fat loss. It's one of the biggest levers you have for long-term health and longevity. And running fitness needs a mix of intensities too. So sprints, speed work, tempo, and easy steady state runs all play a different role. Start where you are. Walking is a completely valid starting point. It is not a failure. And if you're coming back to running, walk to run intervals, easy effort, patient, allow for your body to adapt. If you take one thing from this episode, I want it to be this. Walking is a great floor, but it's not always your ceiling. Meet yourself where you're at and then keep building from there. And if you want a program that's already built with this balance in mind, strength and cardio done for you where your body actually is, check out KatFit Essentials or do it yourself, linked in the show notes at kat.fit. Thank you again for tuning in. Keep moving forward, 1 rep, 1 mile at a time. Thank you for tuning in to Miles from Review, powered by KatFit Strength. If this podcast inspires you, don't keep it for yourself. Hit follow or subscribe to stay updated on the new episodes and leave us a review to help more women and moms discover this space. Your feedback fuels this podcast, and I'd love to hear what's working for you or what topics you want to dive into next. You can connect with me on Instagram at KatFit Strength or share this episode with a friend who is ready to embrace her strength. Remember, fitness isn't about perfection. It's about showing up for yourself and finding strength in every step of your journey. Until next time, keep moving forward, 1 mile at a time.